Hello guys. So I was a little bit off because work and all of that, but hopefully this week I'll be able to do some more videos. And I wanted to do one that, funny enough, um, has something to do with cats, but I didn't know that today was the World Day for Cats, so it fits. What I wanted to talk today is about helping an association or charity that touches you, your soul, your little heart. Because at this point in time, as we all know, things in the world aren't that good, and there is a lot of little charity shops and associations that do not have doors open and that are having a little bit more trouble to get the funds they need or the items they need to get food, to get medications, to get whatever they need, depending on the association. Now, my cause is usually animals, and I'm one of those people that think that if each one of us had one single cause and went for it, every association and every cause and every thing they need would be fixed, basically, because everyone will be helping each little one. And yeah, she knows that you guys love her, so now she wants to be the star every time. So here's Sakura. Like I said, my cause is always animals, especially cats. Now, I do like all animals, and I do help associations that have dogs and that help dogs. But there is a reason why I help cats a little bit more, and that's because here in my country we have people like dogs a little bit more than cats. Now it's getting better and people are helping cats more and more, but I remember since I was younger that there's lots of things that were done to cats that were not done to dogs. The one thing that my mother remembers is, for example, the way that they would set fires. You know, when people want to set the forest on fire because reasons, they would use cats with things on their tails set on fire, and they would leave the cats going. And there have been other problems. There was a recent case of a festival or a party or like a tradition. And I'm sorry if this is too gruesome, but I have to say it as it is, where they put the cat in the pot, into a big bowl, and they would set it on fire and wait for the cat to burst out of the pot. This went to justice, and from my knowledge, it has stopped. And yeah, and this thing that we have with cats is based to the fact that even though we are a very Catholic or Christian country, we are one of those Christian but very superstition based countries that have all our Celtic rules and pagan little things here and there, and it's one of those places, those countries that there was a time that probably there were a lot of Christian witches. But it's like a little bit strange for me, but it is true because we have a saying that basically translates to English as "I do not believe in witches, but with that witches exist, they do." But saying basically that, yeah, I don't want to be associated with those things, and I don't want to believe them, but they exist. Because there was a lot of people that dealt in witchcraft, and it's I don't want to go there, but there is reasons why cats haven't been like the most loved on our country. and the associations and people loving dogs a little bit more. Now it's getting better, and I'm glad to that, but my cause is still the animals, and always associations that help cats, especially because they are my favorite thing ever. And why am I doing a video about this? It's because I saw that previous this month I saw one association that had its charity shop closed, and it was in need. It was trying to sell things online, and it was in need of lots of things for the cats and the dogs, where they support, that they help. People did help and give the things that they need, and I saw an opportunity there. Of course I helped too, but I saw an opportunity there that I talked to them, and they agree with me and did that for me. And I think that maybe some of you would like this idea. What I did was I talked to them and said, I saw that they had like books for sale. Now it's very difficult to, when you have like a used bookstore, to put online every book you have, because you don't have a catalog. It's your means and the time and the people that are there for are volunteers. It's just difficult. If you know how, I think you can understand that it's difficult to put online used books that you have on your shelves, because it's a daunting task and just difficult, or almost impossible if you don't start from the very beginning of starting collecting those books. And I saw that they were trying to sell some, but they're only putting some because of time, like I said. So I talked to them and said, I want to send you guys this money. Can you guys send me a surprise box of books? And they did. And it was quite a few nice titles, I have to say. I was pretty lucky. What I did gave them my I did give them the genres of books that I wanted, the types of books that I liked the most, so they could like send me books on those categories. But it was just that I wasn't, how to say, I wasn't expecting anything. I was just like, just surprise me, and they did. And I'm sharing this because maybe you guys wanted to adopt this idea with a charity shop of yours. I mean, of course, anyone can just send the things for the associations, that the things that they ask that they need, or send the money for them to buy. But we are all book people, and we cannot go to those shops. I thought, why not join the good with the bad and make everyone happy, bring books to people that want to have books on their lives, and then help things. So this is my idea that I wanted to leave there floating. If you guys wanna try it, I would say just reach out to a charity shop that you know that it's closed and it's doing online shopping, and that it helps a cause or association that you identify with or do you like to support, and tell them about this. And maybe they can, even instead of on this struggle, instead of them trying to put all of the books online, they could start advertising like boxes of surprise boxes of books that can go from X price to X plus anything, like $20, $10, $50, depending on how crazy things can go. So yeah, if you're wondering what books I got, I'm gonna just quickly show them. I'm not even gonna say much about them, but I got this little pile plus two that my mother kept. I know that one that my mother kept was Ellery Quinn book, I think it was The Case of the Missing Twin or something like that. And another one was like about true crime from Portugal. So I know that one there isn't a thing in English. The genres that I told them that I wanted were, for my mother especially, were poli- police procedure books and mysteries, and I asked for the police procedures at least to be in Portuguese because she only reads in Portuguese, but I said that I could read in English and Portuguese, so the others could come in either language. And then I asked for classics, non-fiction history, non-fiction nature, historical fiction, historical romances, fantasy and sci-fi. I think those are basically, something is missing there, but it's basically the major titles that I asked for, major genders. I got this one. I don't exactly know how this is called in English, but it's a book, a history book. Does it have an English name? Fact Book of History by, now I close this, by who several people collaborate on this Fact Book of History. This is one of those books that goes from like a little bit the beginnings of history till more or less the time we are now, and give us like the big names and the big dates and all of that. So it's just like a consultation book of history that has lots of pictures, so it has lots of illustrations. I think there was some in color, but apparently not. No, like more light and something like that. So not sure if this is a keeper, but I'm gonna have a bit of fun depending on how things are written. Maybe it is a keeper. Then this book, it is a Portuguese book, so this one I'm not sure if it has translation. It's by Domingos Amaral, and the Portuguese title is Enquanto Salazar Dormia. Translating this title for English would be While Salazar Was Sleeping. So it's about a spy on the time that Salazar was reigning over Portugal, and it's the things about what the spy did and saw. I don't know much about it. The only other one in Portuguese is a collection of tales by Essa de Queiroz. So several tales that he wrote. This is a very silly cover. I mean, why? I mean, this is a very evocative, simple cover. We have the spy on, I guess, the back of the spy, and it's like very somber and kind of, okay, it's a good cover. Why there are some random legs there in the night? I don't know. Also, they are over the ocean. This is not land, this is the ocean. Floating legs, floating night, ocean. Maybe this will make sense after I read it. Another book I have heard, but I do not know nothing about, and I think this is the only one in English, is Jubilee by Margaret Walker. It's a very old, very beaten down with like the yellow edges, very old paperback, but I quite like the art of it, even if it's like very faded. So yeah, don't know anything about this. The 6 Days of Condor, this is the one that I'm reading now because it's so slim and it got me somewhat interested, even though I have a bad history with spy books. This, I mean, the very beginning, like the 24 pages or something at the beginning, were interesting. I know there is a movie, never saw it. Let's see. This is an Oscar Wilde book. It is The Crime of Lord Arthur Savile and Other Tales. So it's a little collection of little tales, and this is a collection of classics that were published on here in Portugal, that all the covers were something like this but in different colors. And if you take the, how do you call this thing again in English? Well, if you take this, the hardcover is always blue with nothing, just the title on the spine. But they are like good quality, good translation, so this is actually a good collection. Then I was way too happy when I saw this, because history, England, yeah, I was way too happy, and I have heard about this book, heard good and bad things, and I'm very curious about this. And this is about Catherine of Aragon by Julia Hamilton, and I think that there is one of these books by for all of Henry's wives. I think this is just the first one. I really like the art. I mean, especially him. I don't think he ever looked quite like that. I don't know if they have, because the art that I saw for both of those was not like the most favorable to the eye. But him, but the dresses. Let's look at those dresses. Anyway, then I had two collections of Sherlock Holmes stories. I think I got really lucky on this one, because I do not think there are repeats on each collection. I just quickly saw it, and this one, not the most interesting cover. And this one also not the most interesting, but at least had like the hat and the cane, and it's just like a crime scene needed to be investigated. So Sherlock Holmes. And this one is the sci-fi that I do not know anything about. It's by Philip Mann, and it's a Portuguese translation also. It is The Eye of the Queen. I gotta say that this cover leaves me very curious, very curious about this book. I think it's first contact with aliens, I think, not sure. And yeah, these were the books that I got for that surprise box. That I gotta say, it was really nice surprise. And it strange sounds because my throat does not work. And this was just to give you the idea to maybe reach out to the charity shops that are closed and may need your help. This could be something that you may adopt, so you get a little surprise on the mail with a little box or a little envelope of books. Who knows? Could this be something you are to do? I mean, there are several types of charity shops out there, and maybe one of them is something that you want to help, a cause that you identify with. I mean, I'm the animals and the cats, but there is many people now needing your help, so maybe this is an idea that will inspire you. And even if you don't, even if you are not gonna do it, try to reach out to the shops and just plant this idea on their head to offer this to people, because I think it will help them get rid of some of the books and get some money that they need at this time. Okay, this video has gone way too long, and I will see you back tomorrow. So bye guys.